Welcome, everybody, to the High Velocity Racing League podcast. I'm Mike Kufel. I am joined this evening by a couple of fellow drivers, including one of our past champions from last season. Start off with Mr. Sean Happy Happick. How you doing over there, sir?
Oh, doing okay. Y'all doing good?
Hanging in there, buddy. Also, everybody on this podcast tonight is teammates, so that's pretty awesome. Got some exciting things we're going to cover this evening. So continuing around the table, we have Mr. Sean Wilder. How you doing over there, buddy, on the West Coast?
Doing good, doing good. Just got off work and ran in here. We're ready to go.
There you go. From the other side of the country, up north, we have Mr. Matthew Chase. Buddy, how you doing?
Gotta have the beard because of the Great White North, but not bad. It's not really that white up here right now either.
You know,
There you
somebody's
go.
got to change up the facial hair here. We all got the same thing.
Well, I mean, just bald is beautiful, so I can't help y'all on that.
You got that one for us. You and Happy.
Oh, there you go. Nice, Sean. And somebody I actually was just with a couple hours ago, we got Mr. Chris Weiniger over there. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. Excited for the weekend. Big things getting ready to kick off here in the league.
Absolutely. Super excited. We got a lot of stuff to cover tonight. So before we get to what I'm most excited about, let's I guess say we recap what happened in Cup last week. If I remember correctly, Cup Series was at Miami Homestead. Is that correct?
That is right.
That's it.
Take a quick
And
look.
well,
I got the top 5 already pulled up here, so we can just talk about the race a little bit.
there you go. Well, spoiler alert right there. Mason took a checkered flag in that one, but I mean, what a hell of a week for that guy, right? He wins the race and got the big news that he's going to be a papa.
Yeah,
That's a big week,
that's a really big week.
right? So I actually wasn't a part of this race, so I'll let you guys talk about how it unfolded.
Well, Ray Hanneman was pretty dominant throughout the first couple of stages of the race. He was out front and he swept the first 2 stages again. That was 5 consecutive stages between the sweeping of the stages the previous week at Talladega and the win, and then coming in he gets stage 1 and stage 2, so some big bonus points for playoff implications for him. Late in the race, strategy call goes against him and he ends up having to pit from the lead with about 20 to 15 laps, somewhere between 15 and 20 laps to go, leaving I believe it was the 82 of Kevin Fry and Tyler Lemon out front. And then some contact between those two allowed Tomlinson, who was running out of fuel on the last run, to sweep up and take the win. And that also allowed Marini and Carvalho to get into the top 3 and be on the podium for the race too. But overall, it was a really, really interesting race. Another fuel mileage race. Mason's got 2 of them under his belt now. He got the win at Darlington, and then now this one here at Homestead.
Nice, good for him. Sounds like we got a fuel strategist in the works over there with Mason. If you are listening, Mason, man, congrats on that debut and congrats on the baby coming, man. That's pretty exciting stuff. I saw, as you mentioned, those top 3 with Mason, Mike, and Andre, but finishing out that top 5, as you can see, was Tyler Lemon and Kevin. Is it Frey?
Fry.
Fry. Awesome. But tonight they got Richmond.
It is Richmond.
Yep. Yeah, I that was a track that when we raced it in trucks last season, I was really not looking forward to. That's my second least favorite track, right behind Phoenix. I don't know what it is. I suck at the short tracks, but
Flat short
ended up being
tracks.
like exactly. That was I think that was my first podium of the season. I don't know. I'm guessing everybody else was screwed up.
Hey,
I
thanks.
might
I
have been one of
remember.
the
I remember what happened. I spinning out from second, having a chance to win the race. Happy right behind me, thinking he put all the pressure on me, getting his head even bigger than it already was. Yeah.
yeah.
Was that Richmond? I don't remember Richmond.
Oh, that was
I thought that
Richmond.
was one motor maybe got me.
Nope. That was a different race. No, Richmond was the race where fuel strategy came into play because we had caution after caution after caution in the second half of the race. After the first half was impeccable. We had a caution in each stage, but it was right near the end of the stage, so it was almost like a stage caution anyway. And strategy put myself and Zach Tyler, who were teammates at the time, out front, and we were able to hold 1 and 2 for a good portion of that last little bit of a run. And then I, thinking I had a run, overdid it and sent myself down into the grass and finished outside of the podium, unfortunately.
Mirror driving will do that, man.
Wasn't a mirror drive. Wasn't even looking at you. Let's shrink that head back down a little bit.
Nice. I think that was the one that Bryce told me that I don't remember how he worded it, but that was too nice because it was going into 3 on the last lap, and I was in P2, and Tyler or Zachary had woed up way more than he had the past couple of turns, and I had a really good opportunity to give him a solid bump and run, but it might have been a punch in the butthole and run. I was not.
I remember
I locked him up,
that.
not to make contact with him, but I should have, could have, would, I suppose. But yep. So they got 200 laps tonight. Stages are at 50 and 100, and a night race. That should be pretty exciting. Who you guys got as a favorite for this evening?
Man,
Yeah.
who's
I
checked
would-
in here?
I would say Bryce if he is able to make it. That would be my pick.
Yeah, that's a safe pick.
I think I'll go Hanneman. I think Hanneman is on an uptrend. I feel like he may have just found something these last couple of weeks. So
Wilder, how you feeling about this track, man? You think you're going to be competitive?
Well, I think competitive for a win, probably not. But unless some other guys fall out, I'm hoping top 5. I think Miami, I was top 4 before I had a packet loss and lost a couple laps there. Is unfortunate. But I've been practicing. I've been doing some laps. I feel pretty confident. So I'm hoping top 5. We'll see. My pick would be Joe Hudson, even though I am kind of chasing him in the point standings there. I believe he did pretty good at Bristol. He may have won the thing.
Yep.
So I think he just might be one of them short track guys. He's got speed everywhere. Anyways, it seems like he lays back, and then next thing you know, he's up in the mix. And then I know he's had a couple unfortunate things happen maybe in the race, got some stuff, but yeah, Hudson.
All right, and I see just because, like I said, that was the first time I was on the podium, and Kern had made a comment to me at the end that next time I race there, I needed to hit him up because there's a trick that he does at at Richmond that he didn't see anybody doing. So since he's got a trick up his sleeve, I'll pick Kern.
I was leaning that way as well. But if I don't take Mr. William Kern, I know Fry's got a penalty coming to him at the beginning of this race. But if he can overcome that, he's been quick everywhere as well. He's another one of those drivers who's been caught up by a lot of things. I think that he could find his way back to the front if he can get through that penalty through the first couple of stages and put himself in position to win the race as well. So I'll take the 82.
yeah, he does have a drive-through. I'm curious if that's going to put him 2 down or not, but hopefully not. And either way, if he plays his cards right, he'll be able to get them both back with the stages. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's a cleaner series than the trucks, but I also had a drive-through penalty to start Richmond and got lucky that there was a caution real early in the race and I was right back on the lead lap. So there's always that chance.
Yep.
Touche. All right. Anybody got any last comments to make about our lovely Cup Series, guys?
Well, we will take a look at the standings right quick as well. I
Yeah.
have those
Oh,
pulled
yeah.
up. So we got the two race winners who've locked themselves in with Ray Hanneman and Mason Tomlinson. Those guys locked into the round of 8. Third, leading the points because Bryce was not able to make it back in time for the race last week, is CD Mangrum. He's got plus 41 to the cut line, effectively in, just has to basically show up and probably has his way in. Bryce, 39 to the cut line. He's going to have to make it, I think, to be a lock in. Fry, 25 to the cut line. Those stage points really, really helping him out from last week. Mike Marini with a second place finish puts him 6th in the points right now with a plus 15. Jose Mercado missed the race last week. He's now plus 12 to the cut line, and Joe Hudson is on that bubble, like you said, Wilder. He's 7 to the good with William Kern 7 behind him, and Sean Wilder, you are 11 back. I'm assuming Happy's not making it, and Tucker, if he makes it to the race, he's going to need to win to get in.
Yeah. Man, 7
Yes.
points.
Real close, 6th, 10th place though. I think it's only 20 points, 6 to 10.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to some stage points,
Yeah,
That's for
exactly. Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
especially with not
How
that
many-
many people showing up tonight. I think there's only like 13 or so showing up. So, I mean, stage points are going to be king.
Yep.
How many races? So we got what? Watkins Glen after this?
Yep, we
Oh,
got
this is
Yeah,
it?
this is our.
This is it
Yeah,
for the
this
round,
is,
round of 12, yeah.
All right. Well, good luck to everybody that's going to be participating. You got the call this evening, Chase?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I'm sure it'll be an amazing broadcast, as it usually is with yourself over there.
Apparently
so
the
good luck
goat.
to you up there. The goat.
Apparently.
Nice.
That's what I've been told by multiple people. I keep getting called the GOAT, so
Well, and Wilder are coming after the title now.
I hope you guys take it because I don't want it anymore.
We're getting those views up on that YouTube channel. I know
That's
that.
good. That's what we like to see.
All of it.
Says that
Yeah,
crowd's getting
that
heavy.
went crazy.
Stop hitting so many
All
bumps,
right.
Happy. You knocking your camera around.
All of
Off
this
road.
stupid country road.
Right.
And play softball in
There
the
goes- yeah.
middle of the forest or something, or what?
Something like that.
Yeah, we're just going to go. It's just a cow patty field.
Cow patty field.
Start calling Happy John Denver.
Oh, jeez. All right. So
Sing me a song.
what do we got next? What's next on the docket?
Oh, man. I'm giddy. We all know what we're about to talk about. We all know. Coming
it
this
the
Sunday to an
truck
iRacing simulation near you is the HVRL truck season number 3. Awesome. Man, I wish I had a drum roll sound effect if anybody's got one of those. Man, we should have prepped that a little bit sooner. Yeah.
There's
No,
there's
super
drum
excited.
roll,
You
right?
guys-
There's a drum roll here. Nope, there's not. I was looking to see if there's one.
Turns out we already know who the winner of this season's going to be, too.
We do.
Yeah, there was somebody that already called it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I
they
forgot about that. Forgot about that.
And so, okay.
Oh,
so
we
that being
won't.
said, any of you new guys that are joining the league for the first time, just be patient. I love the enthusiasm, as I said on the Discord previously. Love the enthusiasm. Come in, be confident in yourself. Don't suck. Okay, that's the biggest thing. It's just keep a level head. Because what are we returning? It's about 20, 25 of us or so.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's right around there.
Gotcha. So a handful of us have been racing around each other. You kind of know what to expect. We're going to have a boatload of newbies. So it's going to be really interesting. So we're going to be starting off at Daytona. Super excited about that. We're running 75 laps with stages at 22 and 45.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got 2 sets of tires. Can't tell you guys well, I can tell you how enthusiastic I am about this, but it's not going to convey. I'm excited. Now, I know I'm going to miss the majority of this season. I'm going to make what I can when I can. I promise you that. If I am home and available, my ass will be in the rig. be ready to go, but I'm gonna miss a good bit for football. But anyway, I'm gonna be here for daytime.
Well, the change of format, winning you're in, man. As long as you stay in that top 20 in points, heck, you might be able to get something. You might be able to sneak in the playoffs.
Never
Maybe
know.
you'll have a little bit more time around that. In 3 more months from now.
Giving away my strategy there, Abby.
Oh shoot!
So speaking
Yeah,
of
really.
format changes, the biggest thing, especially for the guys that were here last year, what we've changed is the fuel on the truck. So you've got to pay attention to that and be mindful. We've shortened the fuel window compared to the stages, so you're not necessarily going to make every stage. So just a heads up there.
You shouldn't hardly make any of them. To be honest, we pretty much get the same with the cup. So I mean, we lowered the fuel a lot, and we did up the stages. I think we were at 25% last season. Now we're at 30 and 60%. I believe is what it is.
I think so. Yeah.
Plus less fuel. So you should be 8 to 10 laps short, depending on the track of fuel. So pit strategies in between the stages, with there being stage points now, are going to be key.
Absolutely. And for the new guys that are also coming in, do yourselves a solid and read the rule books. I was going to save it for a little bit later. I don't know if you have it around, Chase, but Mr. Chris over here has put together a pretty impressive website. We're going to get that out to everybody as well, so that way everybody can access it, see it.
But they can see it right now.
Oh, look at you go, professional.
They can see it right now. We've got the rosters for each of these series. We've got the Truck Series roster. Roster's loading right now, it says. But the registration link is right there. There we go. Look at that. There's the roster for everybody. The truck.
Great job on that, Chris. We all appreciate it. It's awesome. You did a great job with that.
If you're in the Truck Series,
fun.
And if you're in the Truck Series, here's your rule book for the Truck Series. If you're in Gen 6 only, here's your Gen 6 rule book as well. You want to go back to the home? Here's the home page again. We've got everything you could need. The history of the league, the series and features doesn't have anything yet, but I think we're still working on that. I didn't highlight the right spot. How about that? The rule books, the past champions, the sponsors of the league. Different things that you want. Weekly achievements, that's going to be where the standings, and what else is there on that, Chris?
You've got the standings, so underneath both headers, I mean, you click on your particular series, it'll take you to the Sim Racer Hub, to where what we typically post in the Discord, so that you can go check out the race results, season standings. You can do it from here. It'll open it up in a separate window on your browser. Down below on the weekly achievements, click on Cup, and that is all the graphics that we typically post each week after the races. So you'll be able to quickly glimpse at all of those. If you hover with your mouse over the bottom left corner of each of the graphics, you can expand it to see a larger view of it. But I mean, I've set it up so that each series has its own little page there as far as what happened that week. A lot of things have links attached to them. So like our sponsors, if you want to go check out their websites, you click on each of their graphics, it'll take you to their website and see what all they have to offer. Let's see. It's just one of those things. I mean, everybody can sit there and poke around through it, but we do have a new registration. I mean, obviously, if you're already in the league, you don't need to do it, but we're going to be implementing that in the future as far as signing up for various leagues. There's a form that you'd fill out, and it'll get sent to our emails and alerted. I think Chase went over most of everything else. I mean, it's not a real complex website, but it's got a lot of information in there. Fairly easy to navigate through. You'll see up in the top right corner, you got 3 lines. That's also a drop-down menu that'll take you to each of the pages real quick if you prefer to navigate that way.
Hey guys, I will say before I have to get on out of here, just please stress that IPL and definitely listen to these guys talking about that Daytona IPL because it's really going to come into play.
Yep.
So, all right,
exactly
I'll catch y'all later, man.
Good luck in softball.
Have a good one.
Hit a homer.
Great night.
Abby's
And
doing
then-
a co-ed softball league because I guess they needed a few more females on the team.
Ah, makes sense. Makes
I was
sense.
thinking
See what I
too.
did there?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Well, Sean, you want to talk about what problems can come with being on the IPL list?
Wow, letting him be the spokesman.
I really think it's even in like the truck series now with the stages at 33 and what was it, 60 or 66?
30 and 60.
So
I think is what we
basically,
did, yeah.
yeah, okay. So basically 2/3 through the race, getting a EOL with 40 cars on the track with, you know, a third of the race to go. It's going to be a tough haul to get back up there. So I think it's even going to impact more this year than it did last season.
Yep.
Especially if we keep the numbers up with the car count. I mean, and I think no offense to anybody that raced last year, I think the competition level is going to be just a tad higher, just raising the I rating, you know, naturally to 2,500.
Yep.
Is going to bring in some other, you know, probably faster guys, I'm assuming. So it's going to be tougher to get by them all. So I think it's even impacted more this season. So
Absolutely, man. I'm ecstatic about it, and I'm gonna do a little brief drivers meeting before the race gets started, but just to cover some of those topics right quick. Don't push the pusher, please. We all know the old phrase of you can't win the race on the first lap, but you sure can lose it. That is not any more true anywhere than Daytona and Talladega. Just take it easy. Let's have some patience. Let's get some laps under us. Get familiar with the guys that you're around, and be there at the end. Right?
It's the only way you can win it.
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it goes hand in hand on what we were just talking about, the IPL. I mean, Daytona is Daytona, and it's easy to get yourself started on the wrong foot and get that ratio higher than what you want to be. So, just be patient out there this Sunday.
Yeah, and once you get behind the 8 ball, it's hard to get out from behind it. Wilder, you can attest to it. I was on the IPL at the beginning of the season. I had to sacrifice the Kansas road course that we had, which was the 5th race of the season, because my Kansas race wasn't that good. I ended up having a lot of X's from that. The Daytona race, I had about 20 X's, and I think our 3rd race, which was Nashville Super Speedway, that one I also had a 20X in. So those 3 races right there put me behind the 8 ball. I had to be very safe at the Kansas road course. Took my time and got through that race with a 0X and got off the IPL like that. But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to sacrifice the race if you can help it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then following that on Monday, we got Gen 6 starting up.
Yep. Excited for that. We don't have as many drivers as I was hoping for. Hoping that we can get a lot of the guys in there that are signed up. We can get some good participation. I know Monday's kind of a weird day. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. We got Daytona there as well. And I'm just pulling up the schedule real quick. It's 80 laps with stages at 24 and 48. There's plenty of tires. Don't worry about that. Nobody takes them anyway. It's a super speedway. And kind of the same kind of deal as what the trucks are dealing with as far as the stages to fuel ratio. We're going to make it so that you can't necessarily make it at some tracks on the load of fuel to the stage. So just keep your eyes on that. If you are any of the Gen 6 drivers, just keep your eye on your fuel, because you may not be able to make it to the end of the stage.
Very valid points. Very valid.
And we don't have the IPL in the Gen 6, but we do have race review that Happy and I will go through. And if either one of us are involved in the incident, then we will bring an additional admin in to be looking at anything, whether that's Chris or Mike, or if it's Bryce or Ray or Will, whoever it may be. Wilder, if you're available, we will probably pull you in for some of those as well. So if there's a situation that involves either Happy or myself or teammates of each of us, then we'll pull somebody else so that it's a non-biased committee looking at it. So
Yeah, and I feel that's something as an entire league we've been pretty good about. You know,
yeah,
if you feel, or I think everybody's pretty much removed themselves if there was a chance of being accused of being biased. We've
yeah,
removed yourself from the equation, and the admin team that we have and the amount of us that there are, it makes it good. So for all of you that are new, you know, don't give us a reason to be reviewing you, because we could be spending a tremendous amount of time behind the scenes putting all this together. So we're trying to make it as great as we can for everybody. So let's just take a deep breath. It's Daytona, but at the same time, I'm amped because it's Daytona.
and
Right?
I will bring up. I know that we've talked about it throughout the entire off season. The reminder of our protest policy. You must wait 24 hours to file a protest if you feel you were wronged and you want something looked at. But remember, like you just said, if we are opening it up to that person that you're protesting, guess what? You're going to be opened up to the same issue. So if we go back and look at it and feel like you were in the wrong, just be prepared that if you were in the wrong, you will be the one being penalized and they will not. If it's the other way around, by all means we will penalize them. So just be aware.
100%. Great points. And make sure, like you said, 24 hours before you file for an appeal, and then whatever the verdict is, that's it. No additional comments need be made of this, that, or the other. I'm not really going to go into the history of this, but just understand when a judgment is made, thus is the judgment.
The judgment of the stewards is the final judgment.
I will say too, also on that 24-hour rule. I mean, everybody's real heated right after the race, right? It's
No.
we'd appreciate if everybody just took a step back, maybe look at the replay a couple times, and then before you send DMs to people or to the admins, or just feel like blasting it out in the public lobbies here. Which, if it gets too out of hand, you will be warned about that. I mean, we're not just going to let people blast each other in the public chat. It will probably be deleted, and we'll let you know why. But just take your time. You know, think about it. The next morning you wake up and you still feel like you were wronged or something, then reach out. That's fine. But that's you know, try to keep it. You know, we understand. Trust me, I'm the first one to admit. You know, jumping on the radio or saying something stupid in the chat. It's dumb. I've learned my lesson. I've had my stuff deleted. I get it. I know where they're coming from. You know, it's just it wasn't the right way to go about it. So.
And Wilder, you've actually grown a lot because you're seeing things from the other end of it now with the Arca series stuff, as well as you know you're starting to see our side of like the admin side of things now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I got angry in the middle of the year last year, and that ruined my season, and that's kind of what's changed my approach, and as well as doing the admin stuff for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. Just to reiterate as well, everybody, make sure once again you read the rule book. A lot of things we just talked about come with consequences, and those consequences we've spent a fair amount of time revamping the rule book to make it make sense and how it flows, and a lot of those things that like I said we just talked about are listed there, and you can see the infractions and the results that'll come with it should you choose to cross said line. But yes, it's time to get back to racing, boys. I'm amped. Going. I know we probably should move on, but I'm just so excited about it. But just looking back through the list of those who are returning, obviously you got those of us that are here: Wilder, Chase, Chris. I see we got Keenan coming back in the 14. We got Justin Bloodworth, Justin Nava, Brandon Dayhoff, Ryan Seabolt, Danny Gross,
Frank Zimmel.
Frank Zimmel. Yep. Dyke only ran for a little bit last year, if I remember correctly. I think he came in towards the end of the season.
Who?
Christopher Dyke.
Dyke?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Dyke.
raced with us last season.
He was at the
Yeah.
beginning, but he was hit or miss as far as how often he was there. But he's back. Zach Tyler, he's got a race win in the Truck Series. He's back.
Yep. Bobby Grady, Andre Carvalho, Randy Post has returned, Brad Dorr, Thomas Long, myself. Anthony Hall is going to try to give it another go.
Yep.
All right. And see, KT is back for some more. Those are the only names I recognize that are returning that are listed to race this Sunday.
Gotcha.
So since we don't know who the newbies have, it's probably not even fair since we're all in going to be in this race. But you guys want to take a stab at who's going to take the first checkered flag of the season?
Somebody from K&W.
Amen to that, brother.
Absolutely.
It's a good bet. It's a good bet.
It's a good bet.
I like that call.
For sure.
that is
no,
good.
no bias at all in this chat, I promise.
Not fair, huh?
No, the
Maybe.
Holy Bible guys have been we've done practice with them before and everything too, and they're consistent as well. So I wouldn't be shocked to see one of them get it either. We've also got a lot of unknowns, so it really could be anyone. This is a wild card race, and there's a lot of drivers on track, and it is going to be hectic.
Right?
Yeah.
I tell you
Yeah,
what,
that practice. Go ahead, Chris. Yeah, sorry.
my race win prediction. I'm not even looking at the list, but it'll be the 8th person on the list. I mean, it's total gamble.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Who's the eighth person?
Whoever the
2,
eighth driver
3,
is.
5, 6, 7. Is Dayhoff 8th? Is that what
I
I'm
don't know.
1,
counting?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Justin Nava.
There you go.
I mean,
We'll throw
Yep.
out, I'll throw out the number 11th driver. Whoever the number 11th driver is on that list, they probably have a chance to win.
Danny Gross.
yeah.
Yep.
All right, that's probably possible too.
It'll be a fun race.
Take a bunch of ping pong balls in there, throw them in there, and there's going to be whatever number comes out, that's the one that's going to win. That's the way that the super speedways work. There is skill involved, and the people that have skill will show their hand.
Yeah.
But all it takes is one big one.
I got my eye on this team here, Ohio Sim Syndicate.
Yep.
I mean, the 28 Noah Tills, he won that practice race we did, right? I forgot what track.
Yeah, he did.
Was it Kansas?
Kansas.
Kansas. Yep.
I know Shane Williams. I saw the back of his truck a lot. Eli Stack, I saw the back of his truck a little bit too. I'm not sure if Shoemate was there, but I know the other 3 were there and were strong running up front a lot of the race. So I think one of them guys could be someone to watch too.
SOG is another team with Nava and Zach Tyler on it. Those guys are quick and they've got a race win. So that's another team to watch out for as well. There's a lot of great teams out there for the Truck Series this season.
True story.
Definitely is. Yep. And like I've said in the Discord chat, I still will preach it. If you're not on a team, try and find one. It makes a world of a difference.
For sure. All right, so we've covered Sunday and Monday. What's going on Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday we got our ARCA beginning opening season race. I believe it is 70 laps. Let me double check that.
Yep,
Pretty
70
sure it
laps.
is.
I got it up here on the left, so 70 laps.
Yeah.
Comp caution at 23.
Yeah, so it should be. I wanted to stress also the IPL list. Maybe some of the newer guys are not sure what it is. It's basically your incidents per lap, and you need to stay under a threshold different in your rule book. If you read that rule book, it'll show you what the threshold is for each series. So please read that so you know. And Daytona, yeah, you just kind of don't want to get behind the 8 ball and having to fight out of a hole right off the get-go. So try to keep as clean as possible. Yes, you're going to get incident points from other drivers, It's gonna happen, and we're not gonna review it. We're not gonna take them back. If you get a black flag from incident points, you got a black flag from incident points. So a lot of times it's not going to be your fault, but it's just the way it is. We had our practice race last Tuesday and a broadcast. Yeah, the Sean and Sean show. We think it went okay. I mean, it can definitely get better, but I know a lot of the guys gave us, positive comments, which is good. And yeah, there was some stuff that happened in that practice race. A lot of it was. I just want to mention a couple things, just kind of spatial awareness. I know we talked about this before on the podcast and even in chats. Just know who's around you, where you're at on the track. If you can't overreact, but you got to anticipate what's going to happen too. So you don't want to, big movements on Daytona can really throw a lot of stuff off, and we saw a lot of that in the practice race. So just big movements, and just not knowing that there's a car next to you. It happens. Like, you'll say, like, all right, I didn't know he was there, but the other driver doesn't want to hear that, really, because you took him out and he was just driving along. You know what I mean? Just put yourself in their spot. So just, basically spatial awareness and control your runs. You're going to get runs. If you're the third car, fourth car, you're going to fly up to the top two guys in line. You have to let off. You can't just keep the hammer down. And especially if you hit that second guy in line, he's going to go into the first guy in line, and he might be checking up at that same time, and it's going to cause an accident. So try to, manage your runs and know what you're going to do with them when you do get them,
Absolutely. Yeah, I love this style of racing. It can be very rewarding and satisfying if it goes right, but it takes a lot to get it to go right. It can also be extremely frustrating, and tempers are going to flare very quickly. Just
Yeah.
be calm, run your race, manage your temps, manage your line, hold your line. Know who's around you, even since the beginning of the season. So you're not going to know everybody that's around you. Arca, you're probably not going to know anybody that's around you. Just give everybody the benefit of the doubt up front. Just take care of yourself, stay in your line, run your race.
Do what you
And we'll
control.
get
What
through
you
it.
control. What you can control. That's the biggest thing. Another piece of advice: adjust your steering ratios to make yourself less twitchy. I don't know if that was brought up. I don't know if that was brought up in the practice race or not, but adjust those steering ratios to make yourself less twitchy. That's part of the reason why I wasn't able to take pushes at Atlanta. I forgot to change my steering ratio. So, Mike, when you went to go push me at Atlanta, I had a 12-1 instead of a 14-1. So when you hit that back bumper and I started to slide out, couldn't catch it as well. That's why. That's why I could push real well though, because I could adjust real easy. So yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
Just adjust your steering ratios if you haven't done it already. It's pretty easy to do, and you can run practice with it. Run practice with a lower ratio to see what happens when you get in those corners. Run it with a higher ratio to see what it feels like when you get in those corners. It's a little easier to control, a little less twitchy. But yeah, that's my biggest thing.
Be sure to have your temperature gauges showing on your screen.
Yep.
Especially if you're pushing. Typically, that's people up towards the front. If you're not watching your temperature and you blow an engine, it's going to take out a lot of people.
Just ask Cameron.
Yep.
He will attest to that.
From P2 on the outside to way in the back.
Yep. You looking at a meatball flag.
Yep.
Yeah, and it happens quickly. I don't know what the boom boom point is on the ARCA cars or the next gen off the top of my head, but I know in the trucks
it's changed.
And I think we're looking at like 285 is kaboomish. But once you start getting in the 270s, really start being mindful of and start thinking about where you're going to get some extra air from. And as Chris mentioned as well, that's typically going to be for the second place in line guys. Everybody else should not be making contact bumper to bumper if we're in the tight packs. Don't push the pusher. Shouldn't. But if you do, we're most likely all going to know about it.
Because I think a lot of people are going to know about it.
Yeah, it happens quick.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I'd say for sure in the ARCA series, just if you're on the high line, I know you guys want to side draft and try to get past people. If it was me and I was in that ARCA race, I'm leaving some space below me if I'm on the outside.
Yep.
Especially early. If we're talking the end of the race, side draft, do what you got to do. But I mean, if we're cruising around a lap 20, I mean, there's not a whole lot of reason to be side drafting and in the corners. Well, I mean, you can do it, but just know who you're around. I would say, kind of watch. You'll notice some people are going to drift up, and they're going to do it probably every lap. So just know those people and what's going to we don't want to get too tight and try to side draft and cause an accident that way. That's another thing we did notice. Some guys were doing good at it, but some of these guys are like into iRacing for like a month or even less. Some of them, so just keep that in mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you're
that
on that
point,
high
it-
line, run that dotted line. That's kind of my gauge, is that dotted line on the high side at Daytona. I just try to keep the left tires right around that dotted line.
yeah. And if you're one of those guys that do enjoy the side drafting, especially in the ARCA series, wait for Talladega. Get another 8 lap or 8 races under your belt. Understand who's around you, who has the skill and the potential to hold their line and know who you're racing around. Like for me personally, come for this Sunday, if I have either of you guys on the inside line or Seabolt or Dayhoff or Grady or anybody like that I've raced around and I'm comfortable with, if they're on the inside, yeah, I'm on your door. That's where I'm going to be. It's an advantage for me. But if you're one of these new guys who I don't know who you are, I'm going to give you a little more space because I don't want you to take me out.
I say Sean and I know all about door-to-door racing there at the end of the season. We were running side by side a lot.
Oh yeah.
We were door-to-door for a few of those races.
And that
Yeah,
comes with
yeah.
that experience of being around guys. So for the ARCA gentlemen, just let's have a nice calm Daytona. Learn who's around you. You got Talladega coming up in 8 weeks. It's the 9th race on the schedule, I believe. You'll get your shot, and you'll understand who you're racing around at that time. So just learn that. That's probably the most advice I can give for that first race in this series is learn who you're around and get that comfortability with your fellow competitors.
And one more
It's
thing.
exciting.
And one more thing before we end it up with that. If you're interested in coaching, we do have 2 people available for coaching right now. I know Bryce isn't around, but Ray is available for coaching. So reach out to them. We have the channel in there for ARCA. I believe we have it in the main Discord as well. So feel free to reach out to them. They may not be 8,000-9,000 iRating, but especially for the guys in the ARCA series, it's a pretty big jump from like 1,000 iRating up to 4,000. So I mean, they have a lot of insight that they can give, and use them. They're here for the league, and they want to try to help out too.
For sure. Absolutely absorb anything either of those 2 guys can offer to you because it's worth it. Honestly, if this is a passion of yours and you have the ability to get a little extra coaching one-on-one, I highly recommend doing it because both of them are extremely talented drivers. Yeah, but next time we all rendezvous, we'll be on to week 2, gentlemen.
We will.
I'm excited.
Exactly.
Daytona in the rear view mirror.
No duels this year. That's the downside. No duels.
That is true.
Least amount of laps on these tracks, the better for me.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for us. And I know Matt's got to get ready to get up in the booth and have a great race tonight, buddy. I hope it all goes well for y'all and for Chris and Sean. We'll see you guys on Sunday. For myself and for Matt as well, we thank everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week.